Hi everyone, this is Dr. Katherine.Kelly, and I am wondering today, has your soul stopped you in your tracks by giving you a huge dose or a decent dose of the human condition? And the reason I ask that is that, of course, as you can hear, I'm a little froggy. With everything that I've been doing, about 2 weekends ago, I was thinking, gosh, it's a wonder I haven't gotten sick. And lo and behold, last Thursday morning, I wake up and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I hope this is allergies. And by the end of the day, I was like, no, this is not allergies. And so I pretty much was flattened for the weekend. And luckily, it was a rainy weekend. It was a nice weekend to just be relaxing and restoring and sleeping and drinking juice and all that kind of stuff. But it was a really good reminder of the fact that our human condition is there and flattens us sometimes, gives us this huge dose of discomfort or illness or a wake-up call of some sort to help our souls evolve. And, I know I've been running ragged. I've been doing a ton of stuff. I've been trying to get this book launched, which launched 2 weeks ago. I've been trying to get this office property purchased. I've been trying to get these Soul Health Essentials ready to launch. I'm getting a new website for the Soul Health Essentials and the Soul Health Center and all kinds of other things that are going on. I have a all-day workshop this Friday I'm giving for healthcare providers. Got all kinds of stuff. And juggling. And I know I haven't been slowing down enough. I've been journaling here and there, but not like I usually do. I haven't been doing my meditation like I usually do. And, I always take these cosmic wake-up calls, these kicks in the pants, as, signs from our soul that we need to slow down and really take some sort of stock in where our lives are. And so oftentimes the human condition gives us this huge dose of discomfort or sickness or something in order to shift us. I had 2 weekends ago when we had that huge storm that moved through. We had a lot of trees down in our area, and one of the major things that happened, and I was sitting there on the couch at about 6:30 at night, and I heard this sound, and I thought, gosh, is that a tree coming down? And I walked out my front yard, no trees were down, looked in my backyard, no trees were down, but about 45 minutes later, I heard chainsaws, and so 2 houses away from me, there was this gigantic, huge oak tree that came down. And the beauty of it is it came in between this neighbor's house and this other building, this outbuilding that they had. Now, it did land partially on one of their cars, but it could have been so much worse because if that tree had come down on their house, who knows what could have happened because they have 2 young children. So they, I'm sure, got a huge wake-up call. I had a client yesterday telling me about a biopsy or not a biopsy, a second run at a mammogram she had to do because they had seen something originally and came out normal, came out fine, but she really took that as a wake-up call to not sweat the small stuff. I've had lots of people telling me recently that they've had these wake-up calls. And, I do call these cosmic kicks in the pants because sometimes we forget that if we are not uncomfortable, a lot of times we are not reflecting on our lives. We are not doing what we need to do to take stock and see if we are aligned the way we need to be. Being caught up in the busyness. I was trying to stay very conscious of the fact that there were some things that I needed to get back to once the busyness subsided. I was keeping up with exercise, eating fairly well, all that kind of stuff, but my journal writing had waned a little bit. My sleep wasn't great. And so we have to remember that the human condition often gives us these big doses of things that aren't comfortable so that we can wake up our soul, wake up that deep part of ourselves to make sure that we are staying aligned, staying in our truth, staying on top of what we need to stay on top of so that we can evolve and thrive and move into whatever our next level of being is. And so what did I do this weekend? I slept and slept and slept. I journaled several times. I sat and stared from my sunroom into my woods, did some meditation. I did a little bit of reading. That was very inspirational. I had a lot of quiet, a lot of solitude. And I came out of the weekend feeling not only better, I'm almost better. I sound a little nasal still, but I'm almost better. And also with some new insights, some new groundedness, some new awareness of what I need to do next. It also helped me really kind of prioritize what's next. Because again, I still have a lot of balls in the air, and it just helped me really kind of align with what I need to do next in order to feel like I'm getting where I need to be. So these cosmic kicks in the pants, these wake-up calls, these times when the human condition gives us these huge doses of discomfort, we have to remember that sometimes it is a way that our soul is trying to get our attention. The universe wants us to stay conscious. It wants us to stay alert. And a lot of times we go through life with these blinders, not really paying attention to what we need to do in order to evolve. We just are trying to get by, or we're ignoring the signs, or we're doing whatever it is that we do to get through the day, but we're really not staying conscious of where we can go. So, when it comes to health, the word soul health, we have to think about all of the branches of the human condition. If you know my tree, my soul health model, every single one of those branches makes a difference. And for me, the health branch, of course, kind of got struck by lightning this weekend so that I could wake up and slow down and really take stock. So again, I would really encourage you and invite you to explore what is the human condition trying to show you today and recently that is going to help you in your soul's development. Because that essence of who we are, that soul, that deep part of us, is here to learn and grow and evolve. But if we're not paying attention to these wake-up calls that we're having, we're not going to get those golden nuggets. We're not going to get the chance to glean what we can from those situations so that we can take away what we can to learn and grow and move beyond wherever we were before. So as I get better and as I really reflect on how much I take my health for granted, and this client yesterday who realized she sweats the small stuff way too much, and the person with the tree that fell in their house, again, I'm sure everybody that has those wake-up calls is being grateful and thankful. But what about the times when we aren't paying attention to the things that we can be grateful for or be aware of and move beyond those things, regardless of whether or not we have our human condition shake us awake? So I want to have you give some thought to that, and I would love to hear comments on how the world is kind of shaking you right now to evolve, shaking you to kind of stay alert, stay aware. I want to mention this book launch recently. The book launches are stressful. People don't realize that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and lots of moving parts, lots of things that can go wrong. We had lots of glitches with lots of different things. Amazon was kind of not doing what we needed it to do in order to get where we needed to be from rating standpoint. But, by the end of the day, I didn't have, end of the day of launch day, I really didn't have too much problem with it, because I also had a client that was really struggling that day. And it really put things into perspective that basically, my mission in life is to help people evolve beyond their discomfort, and, helping her through that. And she thanked me profusely for giving her these phone calls and checking in with a doctor and doing things that were really helping her kind of stay afloat. For me, that was my other wake-up call, is that sometimes we have to really step back and take that stock to understand that we may think certain things are important until we step back and realize what is really important. So I want you to really take some stock in that. And again, I would love to hear from you. Love to hear what kind of wake-up calls you're getting, what kind of thoughts that this video is provoking, and really take stock in the day. And spring is a time of change, and so there is lots of change happening around us, but this is also a time to stay very reflective, very observant, and very aware of your own evolution, and that is conscious evolution. So I'd love to hear from you. If you would like to add yourself to my newsletter, go to www.Dr.KatherineT.Kelly.com. And also coming very soon, we're going to do a major launch for the oils, the Soul Health Essentials. And I've got some other things coming. It's very exciting. Once I get into this new office space, I'm going to have hopefully a lot of this other stuff behind me, so I can launch a lot of events, and both online and in person, and kind of get back to some of the teaching as well. So I hope you have a fabulous day, and watch out for those little doozies that the human condition can send you. Thanks. Bye-bye.